Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. If you have a question, if you have suggestion, if you have feedback, if you want me to give you my take on any topic, put it in the comment section and I'll be happy to do so. If you want to connect with me on social media outlets, you are more welcome to. On Facebook, you can search for me, Carlos Flores Jr. On Instagram and on X, you can type in at Back on Basics, and on Threads, you can type in at Back on Basics or just Back on Basics, and both of them will find me. So, all right, so let's talk about focusing on mental health. I mean, it's almost, for here and for some places, it's almost winter time. And some of us have started winter already, or not winter, but fall. And some have really started winter or are at the tail end of winter. And, sometimes we just get unfocused and our mental health goes down. And the reason, a lot of times we're in our heads. Remember, I've been saying that for the longest time. A lot of time we're in our heads, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to stay in our heads because, we're by ourselves. We're maybe working by ourselves. Even though we have people around, we don't share the things that we should be sharing with others. And so we're just here. We're not here in the moment. We're not in the here and now. We're not in the present moment. We're here. So my suggestion is focus on mental health, because that'll get you moving forward. That'll get you the motivation, the opportunities, and the focus to move forward and reach your goals. Or move forward and, and do the activities that you want to do. Not the have to do's, but the want to do's, right? And so there's a big difference, because if you're focused, right? If you're in the here and now, if you're moving forward, and again, right? Not everybody's at the same pace. Not everybody's gonna do everything. You get to choose what you do. Remember, we're in similar journeys with slight differences, and that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us unique human beings. I wouldn't recommend you trying to be somebody else. I get it. We can follow the footsteps of others, but becoming others because you think that that's going to emulate the success that they have, is not necessarily the same thing. And so focusing on mental health is an important aspect of life balance, because when you focus on your mental health, you're actually doing the activities that you want to do. And you also do the things that you have to do. Believe me, there's a lot of have-tos. A lot of activities that you have to do. But a lot of the times you have time to do the activities that you want to do. I want to make sure that you understand that a lot of the times we miss an opportunity to motivate ourselves, to focus our minds, to focus mind and body, to move forward, or just to rest or do something that we enjoy. It's hard when it comes to, for me, for example, it's hard sometimes because I'm in my head, but I know how to get out. I use my support system, but at the same time, it is pretty lonely in your head because it's you. You're listening to yourself. You're listening to advice from yourself based on your experiences, based on the way you see the world, based on how things have happened before. Again, right? I wouldn't recommend you doing that, because again, that will only lead you to kind of like distorted ways of doing things, because you think that it's a certain way. And there's a difference between doing it the way that you think you should do based on your prior experiences versus being stubborn. Being stubborn means that you don't want to change. You just don't want to accept any feedback. You don't want to do that. Believe me, I can get pretty stubborn. That's the reason why I'm doing these videos. And that's the reason why I'm telling you from experience that focusing on mental health is important. Because if you focus on mental health, then your mind will be focused. And your mind will be focused, then you can think it, and then you can do it physically. Again, you can think it, and then you can do it physically. But it's really important to focus on mental health, because you do have to do that. Because a lot of the times we exercise, we do activities that'll get our physical health going. We do our activities that will, get you good eating habits. We do activities that will get us, just ready for action, ready for the workplace, ready for everything. But nothing happens to focus this supercomputer. Nothing happens to focus this mind. And an unfocused mind eventually will slow down your physical momentum. Because your physical momentum, you can do it, and you can and do it, right? But if you are not focusing both, because it's a two-way street. Remember, I've said that before. Then you'll be unfocused. You'll be doing a lot of activities, and then you'll say, "What did I do that for? I should have been doing this instead." And so a lot of the times that's what happens. A lot of the times we as human beings, we tend to forget about our mental health because we think that we can just push through it. But believe me, if you push through it once and you do it again and again and again, and the power of compounding will make you sick. You'll be unfocused. You won't be able to be moving forward. You'll stay stuck where you're at because you're in your head. Remember, in here lives you. Population 1. You. It doesn't mean that somebody else can go in your head and give you advice. So if you want to be successful, get out of your head, right? Focus on mental health. Ask your support system for help here and now. One of the great things that could happen is that put things in the comment section. I'm more than happy to answer your questions or give you my take on those topics that you have questions on, because I know that you have questions on different topics. And I'm also letting you connect with me via other social media outlets, so that way you can ask questions that are more personal, and that's okay. So again, make sure that you're focusing on mental health, right? Make sure that mental health is one of your priorities, because remember, when the poo-poo hits the fan, you're not focused up here. I mean, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be anxious. You're not gonna know how to do it, or you're not gonna know how to do things. Believe me, it's a two-way street. Again, right? Your physical health is great, and I want you to keep on doing it as well. That's another suggestion, and I've said it before. But your mental health, it's kind of like your vehicle. It's kind of like the roadway. Let's say the roadway, because it paves the way for you to move forward. It paves the way for you from point A to point Z, so that way you can get to your goals. It paves the way for you to get out there and talk to others, so that way they can give you their perspective on what's going on currently in your life. That's a different perspective. It's great to have a different perspective. I've always asked for a different perspective. Sometimes, you know what? It's not it's not what I was expecting, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. But that's reality. I mean, that's reality. You have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. But again, focus on mental health, because if you stay in your head, right, you're not going to be able to process everything using critical thinking, critical thought. You're not going to be able to balance your life as the way that you want to, because again, you're going back on just what you thought, on just your experiences, on the way that you think things should be, and not take advantage of your surroundings, not take advantage of your support system, not take advantage of being in the here and now. So again, focus on mental health. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. Again, focus on mental health. It's important, but it motivates you. It focuses your mind so that way you can move forward, right? Think it, do it, think it. But this one has to be focused in order for you to do it the way that you want to be done. Back on Basics.